Hey everybody, welcome into this week's episode of Tony's Spot on Fishing. I'm your host, Tony Krizek, and let me tell you, we got a special treat today. We have a very special guest on our show, the owner of FishTech out in Morton Grove, one of the best fishing retailers around, and of course, major guide Jim Templin is here. Jimmy, my man, how are you doing?
What's up, brother?
Oh man, Jimmy's taking us on a secret spot. We've been blindfolded. We don't know where we are. But this is his hot secret spot. Now we're gonna do a little bit of everything today, Jim. I mean, we're dragging some suckers. I mean, jerk baits, bucktails, a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah, we're at that time of year where you can catch them on both suckers and casting. So.
And that's what we're talking about. Anything you're gonna see on the show today is you can use these tactics on your favorite given body of water for muskies. That's what we're doing this week. It's Fall Muskies on Tony's Spot on Fishing.
Love the smell of those things.
We got water temperatures right now, right at about that 60-degree point. Finally, some cooler weather around Chicagoland area is going to actually finally get these fish, hopefully, into that full-blown fall pattern. Beautiful weather conditions today. Anytime we get that cloudy, misty, rainy kind of stuff, man, I just get pumped up to be out here slinging baits. I'm starting with a glider-style jerkbait, Fidali Reef Hog. And we're going to bounce around, see what we can find fish on the moving baits, if we can bring anything up while we're dragging the suckers. Now, when you're working a glider, though, so many times we're always asked, exactly the best cadence and everything, and it's literally, you want to hear that slap of the line on the water, have a little bit of slack to it. All the action is imparted just with the rod. The reel is there just to actually keep up and pick up the line. And just short downward taps, not just with the Reef Hog, but a Phantom, a Hellhound, whatever your glider of choice is, will get those baits just swinging side to side. You don't necessarily have to pull hard, just short little snaps. And of course, always figure eights. You never know when that fish is going to come up following. You may not even see it. You could get blindsided by it. So Jimmy, when we're out here right now, we talked about it driving up. We're just kind of zigzagging here, right? Covering.
We're trying to find the depths where they're at, pretty much.
Just covering flats to the weed edge, and.
Yep. You can see we're like on a point right now. There's a big flat in front of us, and it drops off to, 8-9 feet right on the edge of this flat. But yeah, this is, that's all we'll do all day is just zigzag in and out, until we find the right depth where they're sitting. A lot of bait around right now, so that's good.
Absolutely, that's always a good part. If you have food for them, they never seem to be far from the food source.
Never. They're nearby.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that could be anything, given any body of water, be it bluegills and crappies, small walleyes, perch. If you're in a shad-based lake, the shad. I mean, the muskies are the top of the food chain. I mean, they're pretty much anything is food to them, really.
The number one predator.
That was good. I mean, we weren't at it more than 20 minutes, half hour, and had one fish roll up on that Reef Hog subsurface glider. I mean, when they're going, I mean, as long as we can keep on these fish and keep on this pattern, I mean, we should definitely be able to contact another one or two at least. And like we said, these. What's that, Jim?
One of the suckers are pretty jumping around pretty good back there.
Getting a little antsy. That's what we like. It's kind of the one nice thing when you're fishing the suckers like that. You'll see them get nervous. You're going to see we have them under the slip bobbers. And usually that's when there's a predator, something that's a little bit bigger than them. They start dancing a little bit. But again, these presentations that we're showing you today will work on any given body of water that you're fishing muskies on. So that's the one nice thing, is that you can translate over everything we're doing here wherever you're fishing muskies at.
Let's see, there's just big, huge weed clumps.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, like this time of year when the water's cooling down, all the little bait fish and stuff, that's where they sit in. They sit in these, it's the warmest. They live in those weed clumps, and the fish are usually hanging around these weed clumps.
You know, you figure the weed flats are starting to die down with the cooler water temps, and kind of the bigger weed clumps, you know, kind of makes like that oasis, you know, for these fish. Like I say, it'll hold the food. And you know, one of my favorite analogies always is, you know, especially for muskies, is areas like this are, did it get in the weeds? Yeah. Areas like this that Jim was just talking about is kind of that oasis on the highway. You're driving down the road, you want to stop, have something to eat, and that's, you know, essentially what this is. They're running weed edges or brake lines, and they'll come up onto these flats and eat. So we're dragging the two suckers off the back end here, and literally Jimmy calls out, look behind the first rod, and just big swirl behind it. Sucker got nervous. You could see that bobber moving, twitching, going crazy. Was not happy at all. Don't know if it was the same fish or a different fish, but the rod set up a little bit further out. Again, start getting nervous. Pretty sure we had one pick it up there. Man, this is awesome. I mean, the fact that you can still, this time of year, early on in the fall, have fish moving on the moving baits and still have fish going on the suckers. Excellent 1-2 punch fishing gliders or even musky plastics, and then dragging meat off the back end, man. That's how you really can hone in on these fish and get that pattern. I mean, that's action from 4 muskies now in just about an hour. And I mean, this is perfect. The conditions are right. The fall bite is starting. It's just a matter of time before one comes in the net. So now, Jim, you're running actually a fluorocarbon leader with that jerkbait. Now, do you prefer fluoro over a steel for gliders?
I'm just a big believer in invisible. You know, I mean, obviously when a fish is hungry, and it ain't gonna really make that much difference, they're gonna eat the bait, but I try to get like every advantage I possibly can, and all I run is the stealth ones, stealth tackle.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I use. Now, usually, like if you're doing jerk baits or plastics, you want to run like the 130 to 150 fluorocarbon leaders. They're a lot stiffer, so it'd be more like you're using your wire, but otherwise than that, I love fluoro.
Oh.
And I love stealth tackle.
Oh, absolutely.
He makes my, get that on film? He makes the sucker rigs too, with the fluoro.
Yeah, I've always ran fluoro, like you say, for sucker fishing and even plastics, bulldogs, and stuff like that. But I've always kind of gone towards steel for jerk baits. But I never really thought about it when you go up to a higher level or higher pound test in the fluoro, it's going to get you that stiffness you're looking for. Huh. I mean, and you're absolutely right. I totally agree. Anytime we can, you know, get that invisibility factor on our side, it's well worth it. Just one more little trick you can do to help increase your chances of putting a fall muskie to the net.
So these are the stealth fluorocarbon leaders. This is the smallest one that he makes. I like to keep my hook small on these lakes that get a lot of pressure. So I think the fish actually see the hooks. I'm a firm believer in that. So we had to make some smaller ones with some smaller hook rigs. But so this one slides. So you go through the snout of the sucker, and then you can see how this has a bent. The hook is bent. So that's the one that goes in the side of the sucker. So you want to just pierce underneath the skin and then come back out just like that. She's ready to roll. Ready to roll. We got one closer to the boat on this side, one a little bit further back, so when we make turns they don't crisscross. And then this one here, we're gonna kind of just control the depth. We're gonna stick it up next to Tony here in case we have a follower. And you can tell I'm using the new Lexa line counter reels. These are brand new, so I can actually see how deep I'm running the sucker. I'm watching the graph at all times. So if it's 6 feet, you know, I raise it up to 6 feet. You know, if we go down to 10 feet, then I can drop it down so you're fishing closer to the weeds down a little bit deeper. But that's about it. And just wait for that clicker to go. That's another new feature on these reels, is they finally put bait clickers on the Muskie reels, lower profile reels. So that's he didn't get the hook though. He grabbed the back end of the sucker. You see that?
Yep. You feel him?
Oh yeah, he's jawing on it, but that one rod's probably in the way. We probably need to.
You gonna move that bottle rod?
Yeah. Bring it like up. Yeah, we're good. Here, we'll throw them in this rod holder. I like the way he grabbed that sucker. It looked like he grabbed it right behind the hook, grabbed the back end of the tail. This is the nerve-wracking part. Especially, oh, he's right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
See that sucker where he's at?
I'm trying to see it. Going back down. See it? You ready?
Yep. Give it. Nicely done.
Yeah, the second time I saw the sucker, I couldn't see it.
Uh-huh.
That's why I said that. You're okay. My pliers. They're right underneath there. Not hook bad at all. Okay.
Perfect.
Oops. All right, ready? You grab the nut.
Okay. There we go.
There we go, first one. Right, about 34, 35 incher.
Yeah, absolutely.
Smoke the sucker. Keep the choppers on there, yes. Yep.
That is what it's all about right there,
Yes,
kids.
sir. Nice one. All right, we're gonna put them back in right away.
Yeah.
Keep them in. She's almost ready.
There you go.
1, 2, 3.
All right.
All right.
Well, after seeing,
One down, 10 to go.
nicely done,
Yes,
man.
yes.
Man, I'll tell you, we've had between baits, fish following the baits, and suckers. I mean, we've had action from about 6 other fish, and finally got that one to connect, man. Whew, that was awesome. Like Jim said, let's go get some more. fish, Jim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on the...
Munching?
Yeah, okay.
Sweet.
There he goes. I want to do the same thing. I don't know.
Want me to lift that other rod?
Are you gonna catch? You're gonna catch this one.
Oh, you want me to catch this one?
It's your show.
Like Jim was saying, we haven't really been able to see this fish as far as where it grabbed the sucker like we did on that first one. But she's swimming with it. We can feel her munching a little bit. Just give her a little bit more. Jim's kind of repositioning the boat so we're right close to her. So when we basically, we're going to reel down, set that hook, crack them as hard as we can, and just winch them right to that net. Well, what do you think, Jim?
Well, I'm gonna try.
Swing for the fences? What do you think?
All right.
Yeah, pressure's on me now. Yeah. There we go. Got her. Ooh, pike. Okay.
We don't get those very often.
There's a little bonus. At least it's part of the Esox family. Not Esox masquinungi, but Esox lucius.
There you go. Nice
There we go.
30-incher. So
Yeah.
smile for the camera.
You never know exactly. Like Jim said, you know, big walleyes will hit the suckers, pike, and of course those muskies. Well, hey, that's cool. Just a little more slime in the net there. Keep him button, Jimmy. I'm coming, I'm coming.
Got it pretty good.
Where's he at? There he is. Nicely done, man.
Never give up.
No. Boy, we were just talking how right off the bat this morning, how many fish we had go. Chasing the gliders and chasing around our suckers. Hit that little lull. And boom. Popped one on the glider.
Come on. Come here. All right, ready to go.
Yep.
All right. Another ski for Jimmy T.
Beautiful.
Man, he smoked that bait. I saw him just come right, shooting that right out of the weeds. Smoked it.
You're running a Phantom too.
Get him. Yep. Put her back. She did a good shot.
Beautiful. All right, man. Never give up.
Never give up. Nope. You gotta keep throwing. You never know when you're gonna get one that's in the mood. I just saw her she just shot right out of the weeds and smoked the bait. That was good. That's what's good about those gliders, you know, it's more of like a reaction thing. They just they can't stand that side to side and the tails on them, and just come shooting right out of there. Kind of scary. It's scary. I told you. It's your show, man. You gotta catch one.
Look at this. Getting the handoff here.
Just remember that he's pretty shallow when you set the hook.
Yeah.
You don't want to jerk him out of the water. He's swimming. Shoot, you should be able to see that fish. Where's that sucker at?
Can you tell?
There he goes. I can get him now.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh!
I told you he was shallow.
Ready? There we go. Here it comes. Here he comes.
Number 3.
Number 3 in the boat. Yes, sir. Woohoo! Boy, it gets all kinds of different shallow, doesn't it?
We were just talking about that making a shallow pass.
Oh my goodness.
So that's usually when you lose. Jerked him right out of the water when you set the hook.
Man, oh man. There we go. Yeah, beautiful
Great
marking.
fish.
Spotted muskie there.
Pretty fish.
Woo! Shallow water fishing suckers, man. That's spot on fishing. That is fall muskies right there, man. Sometimes you gotta get a little crazy to put more fish in the boat. Oh man, let's go ahead and set her back down.
Nice.
She goes.
She goes.
Woohoo!
Told you we get another one.
Oh man.
I don't know about past 3 though. 3's pretty good day already.
3 is already a good day.
3 for 3 too.
But man, you talk about, think about how many fish we've had up, swipe at jerkbaits. Chase the suckers around, we've seen them come up. Man, this is just the start. I mean, it only gets better from here. You know, the sucker bite's only going to get better, and oh man.
We should definitely be able to do this through November.
Absolutely.
Not a doubt.
Whew. Well, I'll tell you what, why not be greedy? Let's try for 4.
There's him.
Yep.
Has he got it? I can see the sucker.
I can see the sucker.
Pretty decent fish.
Yeah, it
Better than
is.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
But he did have it sideways.
Yeah, it was T-boned. I just couldn't tell if that was the head or the tail sticking out. Yeah.
See how he's got it?
Yeah.
Got the head.
It's got the head.
Didn't have the, I don't know if he had the hook.
So that's the one nice thing. We're able to tell and see these fish and know where that hook is at if it's got it in its mouth. You got him. You got him. Oh!
He is there.
Whew, I don't know. Did you
I don't
even
know
have
if
him?
he had it.
I don't even know if he was hooked.
Nope. Well,
Well,
nicer one.
that was a better one. Oh man, that's all part of it, man. That's muskies. Oh boy. All right. Well, it's good to know they're still munching on them. Another pike. Another pike on the glider. You got him, Jim? Okay. Pike on the old refog. Little hammer handle. But hey, it's a fish.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, got me all excited. That's all right. I'll tell you, that's kind of the nice thing with when you have pike and muskies together. You know, they're going to hit the same baits. They hang out in the same areas, feed on the same fish. And again, you know, these tactics we're showing you, I mean, these will work anywhere you're fishing muskies. You know, our show is, of course, based out of the Chicagoland area, but pretty much any given muskie body of water. What we've been talking about today in bouncing around, finding different areas, isolated weed clumps to, you know, break lines, weed edges, finding where those fish are holding, being versatile, you know, drag some suckers, but we're still throwing too, of course. And, you know, if you want to come to Jimmy T's secret little lake here, you got to get on his boat. You got to hire this guy, man. This is a fun little lake. And I'll tell you what, though, Jimmy T, man, you got it going today, brother.
Yeah, we found them. Maybe we only caught one out deep, but most of them are shallow. But you know, it's the day too.
Absolutely.
Overcast and perfect musky day.
Absolutely. Could not ask for a better day. And man, I'll tell you, I mean, like I said, anywhere you're fishing muskies, this is the pattern. You know, and that sucker bite, it's only going to get better.
Yeah, it's only 60 degrees, the water, so it's still pretty warm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, your best sucker fishing is still to come. It's 55, 50 degrees. I mean, that's...
At the rate we're going, what, you're probably thinking November?
I think we'll be, you know, I looked at the long-range forecast, and, I mean, they're talking 70s next weekend and the weekend after. So I think we're gonna be able to get a happy one right here.
Yeah.
Interrupted. I think we'll be able to fish, you know, through November, so that's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. A lot of fish to catch, you know.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Oh man, Jimmy, what a day, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
fun. Good time.
That was unbelievable.
Put some fish in the boat.
And I'll tell you, again, we can't stress enough to everybody. The tactics, the tricks, tips, and techniques we did here today, it'll work on any given body of water that you're fishing muskies. I mean, and like we kept saying, it's only going to get better.
It's only going to get better.
It is still super early, first cold snap. We were blessed with great conditions today. Now, Jimmy, if girls want to hire you, how are they getting a hold of you?
So you can call me at FishTech. The phone number is 847-966-5900, or you could call Jimmy T's Guide Service at 847-331-7537. We also have a Facebook page, Jimmy T's Guide Service, and FishTech. We both have 2 pages on Facebook, so you can get a hold of me anytime. We got some openings next couple weeks, so.
And of course, any of the gear you saw we used today, the leaders, the gliders, the bucktails, you name it, the suckers, of course. Jimmy's got it all at FishTech, man.
That's right.
Any rods, reels, whatever you need, that is a one-stop shop to get you all geared up for fall muskies.
5802 West Dempster in Morton Grove, Illinois.
And they'll get you all geared up. Jimmy, again, man,
Dude,
thank you so much.
Pleasure, man. It was a good time.
That was awesome.
Gotcha.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Tony Krizek. We'll see you next time on Tony's Spot On Fishing.